Hey everyone, it's AntagonistKim, and we're back with Thaumaturge. We had our father's funeral last episode, met some seedy characters at his funeral, had a reporter bother us on the way out, and we also met our cousin. We're at the family household right now. Here's our lady in waiting, very nice woman. We've investigated almost everything in the house except for getting Uncle so he doesn't drink too much, and we have to go talk to the lawyer with Ligia. So, Uncle Veronin, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I thought I'd have to drink alone.
So many goodies laid out for the guests. Having trouble picking something for yourself, Judge?
But this was Stashio's. It was special. Amber liqueur with quinces.
I think you mean quince liqueur with amber, right? If it's not here, I'm sure it's in the basement. But I won't grope around down there in the dark now. I've got my hands full.
Now, I don't want to trouble you either. Wictor, could you track down a little bottle for your uncle?
I suppose I'm obligated to accept this mission.
Good lad. A nephew like you is a treasure.
Alright, mini mission. Let's go to the basement. Alright, Uncle. Ah, perfection. Snag it. Pinot Noir from Oregon. A bottle of red wine from the United States. Hard to get. Interesting that it's Oregon specifically. An inability to articulate, brought on by great surprise, clings to the bottle. It was difficult to mouth even a word of gratitude for this unique gift. Words got stuck in the throat despite the adoration of this particular liquor. It is a favorite beverage, but an unwelcome gift. Okay, so for Ligia. So maybe we give that to her later. About to say, that's not really quite for Uncle. I think this is probably it, right? Oh, no. Sauvignon de Bordeaux? Goodness, God. I'm not going to be able to read this episode either. A bottle of white wine from southern France. An expensive beverage popular among the aristocracy. The wine carries the aroma of peaches, apples, and a certain amount of conviction that a relationship between two people is beginning to take a romantic edge. A bottle enjoyed by the upper crust. Given a name by a woman. Has a familiar trace of a mysterious woman, so maybe Wanda? Wanda might be our love interest in this. And then Uncle. Quince liqueur with amber. Small bottle of quince liqueur with amber, a beverage for the true connoisseur. The bottle exudes a sweet aroma of quince and the sincere joy of an upcoming meeting. It is a beverage that brings people together and sweetens the bitterness of everyday life. An element of ritual that two old friends would eagerly indulge in. Yeah, Uncle Veronin. Every bottle found in the Szulski cellar contains a credible beverage. Uncle Veronin wouldn't disregard any of them. Okay. Sweet. Let's head up to good old Unc. Give him the beverage here. Okay. There you go, bruh.
How did it go? Mission accomplished?
Yeah, about to say the red wine isn't for him, so yeah, he wants a liqueur.
I think this is the one Uncle wanted.
Yes. This is our little funeral bottle. We would meet in Stashio's study after every funeral we went to, and raised a toast to the dead. And recently, we've been seeing one another more and more at such events. More and more. But this time, even he has left me. So, to an easy death, as Stashio and I used to say.
How did he die?
Hasn't Ligia told you?
I haven't even had the chance to ask.
He didn't suffer, but such images in the memory are better saved for later. I'd prefer to remember him as he was alive. What then? Am I drinking alone?
To an easy death.
I suppose there's no reason to bear grudges or be angry, is there? To Stashio?
To an easy death.
Familiar faces keep vanishing from my life. Stasio and my Helena before him. I miss my little darling. I miss them both.
Aw. Poor guy.
Well, obligation fulfilled. Shall we get to the reading of the will?
Yeah. Well, actually, let's ask about the random guy.
At the funeral, there was this sad Jewish fellow, Mordechai Hayat. Do you know him, Uncle?
He worked for Stanisław, but that was a long time ago. I don't know him more than that. So, shall we collect our inheritance?
Yeah, we pretty much checked everything, so let's go.
Yes, let's find out what my father hasn't left me.
Let's begin if everyone is ready. Would you all please take a seat? Ladies and gentlemen, by the power of my office vested in me by the grace of His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of all Russia, I hereby testify. Mr. Szulski's last will and testament were prepared several years ago in the presence of Zaslav Fedorov, Esquire, that is, myself. My last will and testament recorded in the year of our Lord 1888. In the name of the Holy Trinity. Amen.
Let him be gone.
Therefore, my first irrevocable wish is to appoint as executrix of this will my daughter Ligia Szulska. Immediately after my death, an inventory shall be conducted in full accordance with the law. After completing the inventory, all my personal movables will be sold at public auction. And let the funds raised thereby be donated on the anniversary of my death to the beggars near that cemetery. The administration of the remainder of my fortune I leave, without restriction, to the person of my daughter Ligia.
I'm not even getting a teaspoon.
All movables and immovables relating to the family enterprise I entrust to the care and administration of my daughter. I do not prescribe a method of administering them. I merely offer her one piece of advice. I wish that the business should be conducted with modesty, prudence, and honesty, as I have conducted it my whole life.
A joker to the very end.
To my brother-in-law and oldest friend, Alexander Voronin, I wish to leave the following: my collection of muskets and 2 revolvers, dating to the uprising in memory of our first meeting.
Stasio, I will have plenty to do in my retirement.
Enjoy your retirement.
Let's ask if Mom's getting anything.
Now, Mr. Fedorov, what did my father leave my mother?
Wictor, be serious.
Nothing. There is a special item reflecting the absolute lack of any bequest to my former spouse, Nadia Fyodorovna Voronina.
Okay. Well, let's wait.
I would also like to come to the aid of my only son, Wictor Szulski, by entrusting him with the use of my personal black grimoire, in the hope that he will be able to make good use of it. This is my last will and testament. Carry it out solemnly, though you may have found it burdensome. However, this last bequest poses a certain problem.
Yes, it certainly does. And what is that, may I ask?
I am not in possession of this grimoire. The late Mr. Szulski used it up until his death, yet no one left it with me after his passing.
Meaning it's disappeared?
Interesting. Okay.
Did Father have his grimoire on him at the time of his death?
It was only because of the Grimoire that we could identify him at all.
What actually happened? How did he die?
A building collapsed on top of him. I don't know any other way of putting it.
What about the Grimoire?
Grimoire. Could someone have taken it? Perhaps. In all that confusion?
But why would anyone want Papa's Grimoire? An ordinary person won't use it. Would the Thaumaturge just happen to be passing by?
Father had all his knowledge in there, but I don't know if it would be useful to someone other than him. I don't even know why he left it to me.
I'm sure Stasio had a reason.
What do you know anything else about what happened to Dad's death there?
A building? It collapsed on top of him? How? How did this happen?
It was a day like any other. Papa had gone for his habitual walk. Every Tuesday and Thursday, he'd take a stroll to get some space, as he put it. When he didn't come back for a long time, I got the bad feeling something had happened. Then...
We rode there together. An entire wall of a tenement had collapsed. There were 3 victims, including Stasio, who had the bad luck to simply be walking by. To see him there in that condition, it's beyond description.
Okay, and then where'd this happen?
Where did it happen? Where was this building?
The southern part of Śródmieście, not far from the police station. Anyway, you can miss it.
Of all the possibilities, this was the death that fate prepared for him.
It not only draws from your flaw of pride's level, but will also feed it even more. Let's just say he didn't necessarily deserve this. I mean, we disliked him a lot, but does anyone deserve to die but like that?
I foresaw a slightly more pleasant end for him, myself. I doubt even he deserved such a horrible death.
Do you see, like, the figure standing beside him? That's crazy.
Those might be the kindest words you've ever said on the subject of a father.
How typical of his sort of person to keep a portrait in his study of a family that was only a family on canvas. Not long after the painting was done, he got divorced, ruined the Niedzicas, and kicked out his son. But there the portrait hangs, as if family meant anything at all.
I don't know what exactly happened with Abauritse, but I know that Papa felt guilty. You don't want to forgive him even now that he's gone?
The dead need no forgiving. And as for forgetting, I don't know how. It's just a shame about the Grimoire.
What do you intend to do?
Do you know anything else about this guy?
And Mordechai Chayat. Could that be a lead?
I don't think so. He worked with Father, but he left more than a year ago. I don't know why. He was an assistant at my store.
Do you know where I might find him?
Sadly, no.
Do you have any other ideas?
And what about Ivan?
Father evidently knew a certain Ivan Konieczkin. Have you heard anything about him?
Konieczkin? No, doesn't ring a bell.
All sorts of people came to Papa's store. That doesn't mean every one of them might know something about the Grimoire.
That's true. You've got your work cut out for you.
Okay. We'll say that the building's a good lead.
I think we have to look for the answer in the place where it happened.
With your sight, you can make out more in those ruins than I, or Uncle, or Detective could. This is a good lead, but is it the only one?
Alright, and then let's look around Father's things as well.
And where are Father's things at the moment?
You're standing at the very center of his kingdom. Not everything has been sorted through yet, but you go right ahead.
And the store? I should check that too.
I've started stock taking there to distract myself, and I don't want you to go in there before I've finished.
As you wish.
Alright, well, I guess that's it.
Now at least I can see how little I know. Maybe these scraps of information will lead me somewhere.
Well, now that we know what's got to be figured out, forgive me, my darlings. I'm going to give my old bones a rest.
I'll see you out.
Goodbye, Uncle. And, Ligia. I'm sorry it happened this way. That I wasn't close by.
The most important thing is you're here now.
Alright. Let's have a quick look around here and see what we're gonna find. Alright, what we leave behind is the new quest. Find out more about your father's dying moments. Ooh. What is this? Listen? Oh my lord. There's gonna be a lot of stuff, isn't there? Oh, okay. Anything in this corner that we care about? Oh my god, this is... Okay. So obviously nothing in here. Plenty of stuff in here, for sure. And in the restroom more so than his own bedroom. What's in here? Oh, this was maybe their mother's room here? We'll work our way around. What is this? A letter from Paris, November 1896. Sister of mine. I feel well enough to write something to you. The doctor also recommended I do so. I'm not alone in my anguish. I share a room with one Rayford Morton, whose last name escapes me. They brought him from London, from Dr. Seward's clinic. Is this a reference to Dracula right now? Because Dr. Seward is in the Abbey. In Bram Stoker's Dracula. Interesting. A very interesting case. Yeah, about to say that. He spends his days hunting for the moss, cockroaches, ladybugs, and beetles that come here sometimes, guys. And he eats them. This is Renfield. She's talking about Renfield right now. Or at least he's talking... The Morton guy's talking about Renfield right now. He says it gives him strength to wait for the coming of the Lord, but I don't think he means the Savior. I cannot yet reconstruct all the details after the debacle with Paimon. My mind is still in tatters. Paimon visited me no more than a week ago. I know that's impossible. It probably happened only in my mind, but it was so clear. He, the king of hell, with his host of demons, with the shadows of the penitents, called for me to join them. It was so real. I have to stop here. I'm having a hard time gathering my thoughts. W? Oh, my letter from Paris. So are we saying that Victor met... Victor was in London during Dracula time? That's pretty great. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Very cool. What about this one? Polish Gazette, Evening Edition. At the ceremony of the Here's what's crazy before I start this, because I'm going to mispronounce this. So if they're referencing Dracula, I wonder if they've referenced other books or other things in this era, because we're in the 1800s, right? Interesting. At the cemetery of Montmorency on Sunday, the body of the distinguished writer and citizen, the late Sorenia Dochinska, was laid to rest. A handful of compatriots escorted the coffin amidst the pouring rain. The funeral service was very modest. In accordance with the wishes of the deceased, the sum allocated for wreaths were deposited in the coffers of the Claudia Polchka Charitable Society. Late Antony, retired at 91. The late Barbara, 45. Oh, these are the victims of the fire. Gotcha. And the late Stanislaw Szulski. Okay. Warsaw Funeral Company. M. Truska. The company arranges funerals exhumations, and the transportation of corpses, a factory warehouse of metal and wooden coffins, mourning hats, crepe paper, and the vast selection of the items used in mourning. Okay, so this is literally describing our father's accident here. Okay. What else? Okay, my letter from Rome. So this one, maybe this is my sister's room. My letter from Rome, July 1896. Sister, I'm writing to you because sleep eludes me. As I write before, I have found a suitable candidate. However, I'm still struggling to reach his flaw. I feel that Paimon is within my reach. I wonder if Paimon's another flaw. Like our Upir. I even saw him vaguely, but I did. I'll stop here because my nerves prevent me from continuing. W. P.S. Yes, I will be careful. Don't think me a fool like father. What else? Message from Mom. My dear child, stop. It is with great sorrow that I have received the news of Stanislaus' death. Stop. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend the funeral ceremony. Oh, this is like in Morse message. Stop. My duties in Paris keep me from traveling to Warsaw at this time. Stop. I join you both in mourning and sorrow. Stop. Mama. Okay. And what do we have here? A charred letter. My love for you is burning. It keeps me from eating. It keeps me from sleeping. It keeps me from living. Lygia, I am begging you to end my agony. Agree to be my wife. Girls getting love proposals here. Hey, anything else? Oh, is this our room? This might be our room right here. I guess let's search our room real quick. A serious photo. Straight back, stern expressions, noses in the air. The two boys are just trying to meet everyone's expectations. Something went wrong here. I kind of like the clothes we're wearing. What other clothes would we wear? A wardrobe. If you want to change your clothes, use the wardrobe. You can expand your clothes collection by visiting the tailor. Okay. Cool. Let's keep her going. Oh, wait, there wasn't anything else we could mess around with, right? No. Alright, bathroom next. We're going to make a loop around all these things here. It's a very pretty bathroom. Pseudomonicaria demoninum. Crowley's art Goeta. There are fewer demons there. No evidence at all that demons are salutors. Bothman, a false lead. Pucelle, false lead. Anton claims to have subjected Oribos, mere boasting. Marcasius, expected to take on the form of a wolf with the wings of a griffin and the tail of a snake. According to Duplancy, he takes the form of a wild lioness. Interesting observation by Crowley. Demons are unexplored fragments of our minds. However, in appearance, it resembles an ox with wings. A lead for Sadnok is unknown. So that kind of gave us a brief look into all the other creatures we have there. Okay. So it makes me curious if they mentioned Dracula. So is Dracula maybe a, you know, a thing here? What is this? A ritual mask. Wooden mask representing a salutor known as Shiruli or Shirael. The demonic consonance is clothed in the hope that clung to it first and the satisfaction that soon followed. It seems that father had plans for Shirul, which he eventually managed to fulfill. Okay, in relation to father. Briefcase. A leather suitcase bearing traces of many travels. Oh, no. So we move, it doesn't happen? Uh-oh. Aw, man. Did it show it? Ah, okay. Well, we can't move. I don't think we internalized that. That sucks. Okay. What's this? Book of Ancient Cultures. Charred leather bindings with many bookmarks. Father would pore over the yellowed pages again and again, reading the same words over and over again. Trying to extract meaning from them, he repeated the words about dedication and necessity of a sacrifice like a mantra, slamming shut one volume and reaching for another. What does it all mean? Okay. Now that one, it didn't necessarily count for it. We have this up here. Anything else within... Let's read this. Letter. The human heart is worth more than all the riches in the material world. Tonight, SR. A letter addressed to father signed with the initials SR. Oh, the mysterious woman. Right, because there was a note at the cemetery as well. The message only appears brief. In fact, the pen strokes were accompanied by an accelerated heartbeat, motivated by restrained fondness to the addressee. The ink is dripping with special care and warmth that seeped deep into the paper. This was maybe a woman our father was seeing. Okay. What else we got? Collection of books of the occult includes... Okay, the Damon book, which we had before. The Mageddon and Picatrix. The grimoires of historical occultists brim with paternal inquisitiveness. The worn pages full of annotations in the margins bear the marks of the frequent readings. His heart beating with excitement, father explored mysteries of demonology, thus expanding his horizons. Okay. Father's search. Father's thoughts were recently occupied with a search of knowledge that bordered on the obsessive. This is related to something much more than his usual curiosity of the world, which I remembered him fondly for. He was looking for something, hunting for salutors, exploring the mysteries of everything related to thaumaturgy. The only thing I don't know is where it led him to. Okay. And what about this? Stanislaus' last will. My last will written down at the year, yes. Okay, I think this is just a copy of what we already read. Yeah, and trust my grimoire. Okay. Yeah, that's the will right there. Alright, what else do we got? We got the portrait. We got this thing we can listen to. What is this? Szulski family portrait. Our family portrait, I can remember when it was taken, the year 1884. Lygia and I were 9 years old at the time. She was clearly tense, and I remember how Mother admonished her not to smile, not to fidget, and to stand straight. Lygia was to take the cue from her. Mother was able to freeze like a statue and sit there barely breathing. For a couple of hours, I, on the other hand, posing nonchalantly, was always more unrestrained than my sister. I could get away with more. Behind us, our father, the head of the family, the one resting patronizingly on the back of the chaise lounge, asserting his ownership, the other holding the grimoire. The black grimoire, behind father a shadow, as if the shape was emerging from as if the shape was emerging and forming, indicating another presence. That's Balrith. The family is complete. Okay, I was about to say, I saw like a something in that. And what's this? Oh, Chopin. Okay. Alright, let's talk to Upir here.
How do you find our old stomping ground? Yes, I'm not too fond of this place either. This is where I had my last conversation with my father, just before I left. If you can call it a conversation. Can you see my dreams? Nightmares, actually. Ever since I decided to come back, I keep reliving the same memory. The loan shark incident. I've been seeing his death more and more lately. I wonder if his shop is still there. Perhaps we should go there and check.
Okay, we've received Memory Horizon. Anything else in this room? Anything else that we missed? I think we actually found quite a bit of stuff. Did anything update in here? So I feel like this was his room, right? That's a really cool blade up there. The one room is obviously Lygia. Bathroom, there's nothing else. In her room, anything? Okay. Our room we checked. And I think the last thing is this statue here. Bust of Seren. Sharp, avian features bear a wild, disturbing kind of beauty. They make you want to fall into their clutches and be lulled into an eternal dream by her sweet song. Yet her cryptic slight smile makes a subconscious primal part of your being cower away from the predator. But isn't a soul the only fair price for the bliss of giving yourself up to that enchanting creature? Okay, we got another plus here. Do we have 3 points to spend? Holy cow. Okay. We might as well unlock all of them. Let's do the Dimension Force one. Let's unlock his Bukovacs extra here. Or we could unlock his Adrenaline. What's this one? Restores health. Ooh, restores your health points for every enemy suffering state. Each subsequent action restores. Can I revoke my point? Ah, shit. Okay, it's fine. Let's do this, and then next step. Well, actually, we might be able to do both. Hold on. Let's develop this. Cost 2. That's okay. We seem to be getting points fairly quickly, so we're definitely doing this one, and then we can use him for our next battle. I think makes the most sense. I feel like I should be able to add more than one in here. I'm not sure why it doesn't let me do that. Yeah, maximal possible damage for this one. No, I still want it to be perfect efficiency for this one. Skill cast. Suffering. Receives damage 3 to 4 at the end of every round. Max is 4. Powerful Mind. I think we're going to add Lucky Chance to this one. Then everything has something there. I'm not sure how to give it a second item here. I'm not sure how to do that. But otherwise, guys, I think before we head down the stairs, because I'm not sure where this is going to take us, if it's like a cutscene or anything. What is this? Oh, it gave us another point. Oh, no, we want to save it. We're going to save that point. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, guys. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me again. I hope you're enjoying the series. We're getting into the more nitty-gritty stuff. I'm excited to see what happened to his father, really. I have a feeling that Ivan, the Ivan guy, I mean, he has a big scar on his face. That's pretty much a leading thing that he has problems. Or it's actually maybe the store guy. Maybe they're throwing us a red herring or something. But yeah, this is starting to get very cool. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Bye for now.